Coming up on today's episode.
The fact that you just can't be on the internet at the same time as a phone call is crazy.
Yeah. Who's on the phone?
Yeah. Get off.
Dodgy advice and bad decisions can cost you big in real estate. We're here to make sure that doesn't happen. Welcome to the No BS Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host, Jared Agresta, and it's time to take control of your property journey together.
Hey, I'm Jared. I'm the founder of Inspectsy, and I'm excited to be on the No BS podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to the No BS Real Estate Podcast, your listening how-to guide to the Aussie finance and real estate market. I'm your host, Joe Agresta. Now, here's a question. What if your next rental inspection wasn't done by a person, but by AI? Would that make you feel safer or slightly creeped out? Because depending on who you ask, it's either the future of fairness in renting or the start of Big Brother for your bathroom mold. So today's episode is called, Can AI End the Landlord-Tenant Blame Game? And my guest, Jared Kirkwood, is the founder of Inspectsy, an Aussie prop tech startup using AI to modernise rental inspections. His platform helps property managers, landlords and tenants see the same transparent record with photographic proof that leaves no room for arguments. And he's not your typical tech founder. Jared actually started out as an actor before turning his creative streak towards solving one of the property industry's messiest problems. His partner is a property manager, and watching her buried in inspection reports was the light bulb moment that led to Inspectsy. So today we're going to unpack how AI could finally bring transparency to the rental market, how property managers are reacting to it, and why this kind of tech might actually be a win for renters too. Jared, welcome to the show.
Hey, great to be here.
Oh my God, we had such a tech delay and setup. We're late. It's a bit of chaos. Jared's seen us all mucking around this morning, but we got there.
It's all part of it. It's all part of the tech. It's all part of hustling and getting it going.
I couldn't have a more forgiving guest, honestly, because
I know how it feels. We ran a test the other weekend and I lost some really important things with my clients, and it's just like, please forgive me. So it's the old classic, you can't point, you got three pointing back.
Oh, it's so true, right? And what I love, like when we first caught up, Karina said, I think you need to talk to Jared, and I think I don't know exactly what you're going to talk about, but there'll be something, just chat to him. And I'm like, yeah, all right. Yeah. And then we just didn't shut up. It was like a 2-hour chat back and forth of how cool the tech is, what you've built with Inspectsy. I was blown away. Yeah. So much to a point where I said, hey, can you knock something up for me? I got some clients.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like the tech that we've built, the workflow allows so many different verticals. Like I'm getting tapped on the shoulder all the time. Like we had a site manager saying, hey, I'm still bloody taking site and like reports manually on paper. And I had like someone that was like a removalist saying like, I'm getting on a Zoom call with my clients, taking screenshots to figure out what to quote them for like a removalist. So like the flow of like send a link and then you complete it and you get a report is quite universal. So
100%. Yeah. And like the time that it takes to do any type of reporting, I love a good time saving tool. So when I'm in you, I'm like, yeah, no. I got an idea and I think you're missing a niche that I reckon would plug this straight away.
Yeah, exactly. Buyer's agents, it's classic. They go to a property, they take photos, and then what are they doing? Their camera rolls just 600 photos deep, and they got to figure out who goes to where and what.
Honestly, our camera rolls are pretty boring. It's probably the worst camera roll you'll ever see.
Stalker. He's just like, what are all these properties that you're going to?
It's like when I was growing up, my grandfather and my uncle were in the construction industry.
Right.
And it used to kill me whenever I'd look at like photos, family photos, and I'm like, why the hell did they print out every job, every image of a job? And then I look at their camera roll now and I'm like, yeah, boring. Why are we doing that? But I get it. And now it's like, well, okay, if there's a place that actually can look at these images and make some sort of intelligent response about them, then I'm cool to take as many boring photos as you like, provided I'm not the one that has to do the commentary.
Yeah, and put them all together.
Correct. And then try and explain it to a tenant in non-jargon language, what they're looking at, or a property manager. Yeah. So I really want to crack into this, right?
Absolutely.
And I think I have to call it out, like I said in the intro. You've got one of the most unexpected pivots in a career change. You've gone from acting to building AI tech.
Yeah.
Tell me how you got here.
That's such a great question. And it's a really strange journey. I think that okay, so let's start with acting. Like I've always loved creativity and and expression and fun, I think. And so acting was something that everyone said that I should do. I was actually late to acting. I was always kind of like class clown, and a friend of mine was really deep in this sort of drama scene in high school, and he wrote a play, and he's like, I want you to act in it. Then I did it, and I got hooked, and I decided I was going to go to drama school right from that moment.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then I loved it. I did lots of children's theatre all around New Zealand and professional shows, and so mainly stage. And I had a really like fulfilling career, but it doesn't pay amazingly well. And not that I'm like super like money driven, but I was always like, okay, acting in New Zealand, I'm going to have to go to Australia to try and get bigger opportunities, because otherwise I'm just going to do theatre, and there's not really a film scene over there. Like, tell me one New Zealand show.
Once We're Warriors is the only movie.
That's a movie.
Oh, good point.
There's no Neighbours. There's no, anything like that. We can kind of get starting out.
Would you count Jonna from Tonga?
Maybe. Yeah, there is a couple of good ones. There's Shortland Street and stuff, but yeah.
But
So
I know what you're saying. It's not like there's this big buzzing scene of pumping out shows, show after show.
Yeah, and so I was like, okay, Australia. I'm like young. I think like 23 at this point, 24, and I'm going to go to Australia. I'm going to pursue acting. But then I come over to Australia. I got like $1,000 in my bank account. I booked a one-way ticket, and I was like, well, I need a job. So that's it. And then I got a job like in a call center. And then call center was like, I did that for like 2-3 weeks, and I was like, I can't go from actor to call center. This is just soul crushing. And the call center was at BMW Melbourne, where we were like selling cars, and I was like booking appointments for the car sales people. Right. And my favorite part was like walking out to the car sales guys and like giving them the lead, because I got to come out of the dungeon and speak to someone. And the car sales guys, I thought were really funny and really charming. And I was like, that looks like a better job than what I'm doing. And the guy said, oh, I know a friend, go and interview here. And then so I went and interviewed for a car sales job, because I just wanted a better job than call center. And I'm still just trying to like find my feet.
Yeah.
And then he offered me a job on the spot. And then I started selling cars. And then it's like, oh, you've kind of like got to do that for 3-4 months before you kind of get good at it,
Mm-hmm.
And then I got offered a job at Metricon Homes, because I sold a car to a guy that worked at Metricon Homes. And he's like, come and sell houses for me. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's a better job than selling cars. And then it's like, then I'm selling houses, but the house market is weird. Like, you don't get commissions until it's built. So it's like you sell and you spend like 2 years selling, and you're like kind of like waiting for the money to come in.
Yeah.
And then so I'm like, I just kind of like got sucked in,
Yeah, you got all gravitated in. That's what property does.
Correct. And then the money came from selling houses, and then I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to double down on this for a bit and set myself up, which I did. And I built a house, and it was amazing. And then I found my own little creative expressions throughout this whole process. So like I started a TikTok in COVID, and I would always find like I'm always still attached to the creative in me. And I always wanted to express, whether I was being silly on Instagram or having fun with my clients. I've always stayed true to that sort of authentic self.
Yeah.
And and then I guess once I sort of somewhat set myself up, I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a leap. But then along came AI, and it just excited me more than going back to acting.
Wow.
I've always kind of been like a covert nerd. I love tech. And I was like, there's finally a chance to like make a big impact. Yeah. And for young entrepreneurs, I think it's the best time ever. Is 2 years ago, plus 2 years to start an AI company. And I was like, I'm just going to bet on this.
Yeah.
And that's also reflective from something that would happen with my clients when I was selling houses. Was so many of my clients would say, look, we're doing this because our parents or our grandparents didn't. So we have to get a house.
Yeah.
Because my dad could have bought one for $19,000 and he didn't, and we're suffering because of it. I feel like my grandchildren are going to say, why did you not start an AI company? Like you had like, it's not going to be a house anymore because it's just like so slow.
Yeah.
But they had their boom. But like now it's going to be like, you had all of the options. You had all of the tools.
So
it's
true.
the easiest than ever. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to take a crack.
Yeah.
Plus I love solving problems and like delivering value. So.
I think it's probably, I think we're very fortunate because what you've built, right, and we'll flash it up on the screen for those watching, right, like just a little demo of like what Inspectsy actually does.
Absolutely.
But I love the pivot. I love the change. And there's a lot of elements there that I think a lot of people don't see. It's like, you were pursuing acting at the time, but, you do have to hold down a job, and you just happen to go into property and start seeing problems and issues left and right.
Correct.
And then all these years later, you're like, no, now I can do something about it.
Yeah, and you grow and you evolve and you go through seasons in life. And I realized that I was like, as much as I still love acting, I'm a total nerd. When I watch movies, I'm like, oh, that's the shot. Oh, that choice was so good. I still carry all of that.
Our producer guy just finished film school.
Yeah.
And 99% of our car chats are discussing film.
Yeah, there you go. And I think you should always be this and something. So like, oh, I do property and this. And I think having like multiple layers to your personality is great. And I encourage everyone to explore their creative side.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And one of the things I want to ask, I have to ask it.
Yeah.
Any movies that we know of or shows that we would know?
The Hobbit. I was in The Hobbit.
You were in The Hobbit?
Yes, I was.
Oh my God.
During drama school, best time of my life for sure. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Got to sit with Ian McKellen and I was standing next to Orlando Bloom.
Wow.
I remember him walking past and looking at me and I felt like I had made it.
Yeah, 100% Orlando Bloom. Yeah, that's like, especially in that era.
Yeah.
It was huge.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah.
So it's like not like saying, oh, yeah, I met Orlando Bloom today. It's like, it's still cool, but what's he doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas you met him at the peak. So
I met him at his peak. Yeah. No.
That's so cool.
It was great. Yeah. So that was probably one that I can name drop and I'll hold that as a little treasure.
I'm going to hunt down a photo of you in The Hobbit and I'm going to put it on the screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, thank you for sharing that.
That's all right.
Let's move into the next part, right? Because your partner, I remember when we caught up, you said, my partner's actually the property manager. Yep. And I'm like, because it's interesting. Inspectsy is more looking at the property management side, right?
Yes.
So it is. Can you kind of give us like that pitch?
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
It basically does.
So like I've always been sort of like relentlessly focused on how there's so many inefficiencies in the world. And like when I was in the corporate world, going from like this acting world where it's kind of like more free to like following all of these strict processes and paperwork. And my job was to sell, but 80% of it was paperwork. And I'm like, and then I'm getting measured on my performance. And I'm like, well, don't you want me to perform? It's kind of like this counterintuitive thing. And you see it everywhere, right? Yeah. Doctors, they spend more time on paperwork than patients. Everyone suffers this pain. And I look at my partner, and she's a property manager, and she's doing all of these physical inspections. People don't realize that a property manager has like 200 properties that they're managing. If they're doing an inspection every 16 weeks or 6 months, you're looking at 500 plus physical inspections in the year. That's more inspections than there are days in the year, and you're expected to return a phone call.
Jesus, yeah, I get you.
You know, and I thought to myself, I was like, we've all got a supercomputer in our pocket, right? Yeah. And I was at Coles and Woolies and I thought to myself, I'm packing my own bag and I'm quite happy to do so because it's less painful than waiting in line. And I think that a renter is really happy to do their own inspection because they don't have to take a day off work, be sure to be home when it happens. It's less painful than the disruption it causes when you do, a standard physical inspection. So I thought this is a no-brainer and I didn't really see it out in the market. So I decided, stuff it, I'm just going to build it. And here we are. So we developed a way. And of course, we layer in AI to also cover the back end because a huge part is that paperwork. Normally do an inspection, then she's got to go back to her office and then write up the report. So we're like, AI can do all of that. So let's send a link to the renter, or the staff member can go on site and still use Inspectsy, take the photos, and then get that report written for them with some AI defect detection as well.
See, that was the key for me. When you said it's defect detection, and this is why I said buyer's agents will eat this up. The fact that you can go and take photos, like if I have to give a really simple walkthrough, correct me if I'm wrong here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Testing my knowledge. So from an experience for our listeners, when you've logged in, you're going in, like let's say you got an inspection, like a rental inspection, you're taking photos of every room. Now the app will actually, or the web app should actually tell you even if the photos aren't clear enough or if the angle's not wide enough.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, so we've got like a little AI agent there that supports the participant that's taking the photos. That will say, hey, take that photo again if it's blurry, or that looks like a crack. Can you like zoom in and take another photo of that? And it's just this layer in that confidence level that this person isn't just left alone. Because we did see that there were some attempts to make remote inspections during COVID, but they were like rushed to market and renters were just like, what do I do with this? Because they were just like dumped. They were having to like add their own rooms. There was no flow. There was like, we tested one product out. It was like 357 clicks. They're manually typing up all their own comments. I'm like, this is so painful.
Yeah.
So we made it just like they literally open their phone, they get guided through the whole process. They just have to press the snap button, and then they're done.
So then, and then once they've snapped all those photos, right,
Yep.
and your AI's kind of guided them on, you
Yep.
know, take that again, zoom up on this, which I think is part of the that guided experience that
Yes.
you wouldn't get. You know,
Yeah.
normally you snap a photo because you're trying to be quick.
Yes.
And then you're like, oh shit, God, that looks like crap. I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Yes.
Whereas this AI is going to make sure,
Yeah.
no, it looks shit, mate.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Turn the lights on.
Yeah, it's like turn the lights on,
Yeah.
do something.
Yeah.
And then once you've done that, it starts to generate and pull together a report or analyze
Yes.
the images. Is
Yes.
that right?
Yeah, it does it in real time. Yeah.
Far out. So you're actually getting live feedback from the AI that's saying, hey, so this looks like it could be
Yep.
XYZ.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. And it will say, hey, we spotted this. Can you take another photo of that? Or it might just say, fantastic. Go on to the kitchen.
Wow. So it's actually walking you
Yes.
all the way through.
Step by step.
And you're having to, because I think you mentioned before you start snapping photos, you actually add in the attributes of the property. So you
Yes.
actually add the address
Yep.
and how many beds, baths,
Yep.
living spaces, right?
Correct.
And that's how the AI is able to guide you through room by room
Absolutely.
to snap what you need.
Yeah. So the property manager sort of goes through like a setup. They only have to do it once because you got memory, of course, but
Yeah.
you select the property that you've chosen, 14 Smith Street.
Yeah.
And you say, okay, cool. It's a 4-bed, 4-bath bedroom. Oh, we want a specific photo. And you just nice drag and drop and put in whichever sort of ones you want to take a photo of.
Damn.
And that sort of programs and instructs the AI of, okay, well, this is the checklist that I need to go through. And then it will make the person on the other end go through that checklist. And unless it's satisfied, they won't progress.
So then that means that the next thing that would have to happen is then you start the email. Because I remember going through it going, hang on, did this just write me an email?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
did this just do half the work that I do with ChatGPT?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. So I watched my partner's work right from start point to end point.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, there's all these little macro things. So like in the current process, what seemed broken to me was with a physical inspection, first of all, you have to schedule the tenant.
Yeah.
Right. And that can be involved back and forth. There might be no-shows. There might be reschedules. That's already painful. And then once you do the physical inspection, it stops start. You've got to drive there. Sometimes you lose the key or there's a fob or it's a weird space and you don't know how to get access to it or there's no parking on the street. And even that can be a nightmare. My partner's been at least fined twice trying to get, and then she had one parking ticket blow off the windscreen, and then that escalates, because that doesn't come to you until it's $300.
Oh my God.
And she's like, "Oh, that's right, it blew off the windscreen." But
so it's like away with my troubles.
Plus it's also pattern interruption of your day. Like you're sending an email that, oh crap, I've got to go to this inspection, pack down your desk, go. So there's all this stuff that's broken about it.
Yeah.
And then you got to get back to your desk, and then you've got to write the report up. And that could involve manual comments, sort of triaging the report as there are maintenance items. So we just simplified that. Once the report's in Inspectsy, you click next. AI is going to write up a summary to the owner, and it's also going to set out action items if it detects anything, and you hit send. So 3 clicks.
And that's sending to the landlord.
Mm-hmm.
It's sending it. Obviously, the property manager has a record in the app.
Correct.
And is it going to the tenant as well?
You can do that as well. So next, it's 3 clicks. You go next, and it does the owner. Then you go next, and it also does one to the renter.
Wow.
But we find that we've also added a skip button because some people don't want to.
Yeah.
That's not really normal. We think they should send it to the renter. They want a copy too. It's customer service, so it's in there. But they can skip that if they don't like, and then they just hit send.
That's awesome, because this is why I said this is going to probably solve a lot of transparency issues.
Yeah.
That he said, she said kind of behavior where the landlord says, no, that crack wasn't there. The property manager goes, yes, it was. You needed to fix it. And then the tenant goes, I didn't do it. And then it's like you got this cycle of blame game, whereas it's like, actually, this is all the one thing now. All right. You've all got the same report. You've seen the same photos.
Yes.
And your technology is actually teaching them how to take the right photos and the right structure. So you're not going to get something biased where the property manager's going to kind of go, no, I won't take a photo of that, but I'll go over here. Yeah. It's like your tech's kind of forcing them to go, no.
Yes.
You're going to go all over here.
Correct.
And I love that because that's why I think this is a problem solver for not just property management, but you got your tenants and landlords. It's like indisputable.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I love it. Yeah, we believe in that too. And obviously, we went into this deep path around insurance and stuff like that. And every photo to meet insurance standards is time stamped so that it can't be fraudulent, so that they can't upload their own photos. It has to be taken through our live camera. If they exit out, that all gets recorded. And so they got a full audit trail as well. So that's going to really help with claims and stuff like that.
I love that. Like, this
Yeah.
is so well thought out. Congratulations on it.
Thanks.
It's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. We're giving it a good crack. And of course, what we're also finding is that we have some people that really like the tenant flow, some people that are more nervous about it, and in building trust, and that's totally fine. We just say it's not if, but how do you want to use it?
I just think it's so interesting that it's picking up all the not error, but like the defects. I think that's like the biggest winner, which, you know, we've walked through what it does. And when a property manager like uses Inspectsy themselves, what's automated and what part stays human?
Yeah, so we want to elevate property managers to do their best work.
Yeah.
So we always say this is collaborative AI for property managers, right? So it's still not going to replace their professional judgment.
Yeah.
So the AI is there to assist them in consolidating the information and putting it together into a report and, you know, pointing out some things that it's found. But it's also going to still rely on human judgment and oversight,
of course,
to be like totally clear on what the next steps are. And on if anything that maybe is missed or misinterpreted, you know?
Yeah.
So we always say like, hey, it's kind of like a self-driving car. Like they still all come with a steering wheel, like, you know, and it's still your job to make sure that everything is like in its place, but it's going to do most of the work for you and allow you to just work faster.
Yeah, because it's like that efficiency, right? It's like report writing is a mundane, you know, task in itself, and it could write itself.
Yes.
So then you're saying, you know, the human element of it is that they're still checking it. They're still able to add to those emails or change the commentary if they
absolutely
if they have to.
It requires their professional judgment and oversight.
Yeah,
for sure. They're the professional. It's like everything. Like there's AI that's in med tech, right? And it's going to sort of like spot tumors. But does that make a diagnosis?
True.
No, it still needs a professional person to verify what's been shown and what's been displayed.
And you've effectively taken, like you said, hours and hours of work, and that's also often broken up by tasks or like, you know, distraction.
Yes.
You've taken that and completely made it efficient to a point where it's like, just quickly look at this and tell me if that's right or wrong, and then you adjust it and send it with what you're happy with.
Yeah,
and if you're happy with it, then send it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the beauty of this AI stuff, right?
Absolutely.
So you've jumped on it at the right time.
Just to speed things up. And like, I think I'm also passionate about productivity, and especially from my former sort of like sales careers and stuff like that, where I'm like, you really feel the pain of inefficiency. And I think I read somewhere that Australia is ranked like 60th or something in the developed world for productivity. Yeah. And that's not we're lazy. We have inefficiencies everywhere.
Oh, yeah. And we're slow to adopt, right? It's we love a historical process here, and we love it works. You know, we've got that, what's that saying? You know, if it's not broken, don't fix it kind of thing.
Yeah, like, it's like, it's broken though.
Yeah, and it's like, it is broken. It's like, no, it's not. Just ignore it.
Yeah,
like, you just want to yell at them and go, listen, it takes you 20 hours.
Correct.
But if I told you it doesn't need to take 20 hours.
Yes.
And it's that convincing that I think our nation kind of needs is that nudge into the new era of don't, you know, rather, and like it leads into my next question, right? It's will AI take our jobs? I think that's always, anytime you're working in the AI space, I cop this all the time.
Yeah.
You know, but AI is going to replace, you know, buyers agents, property managers, just get AI to do it. And I'm like, no, because it's efficiency. You've got to use it as a tool, not to replace people. Even if you could replace people, it's still got to be run by a person.
Yeah.
When it breaks. So.
Yeah. Well, I want to backpedal a little bit and what you said about like the slow to adoption, because I just got this thought and I just think of like, I think of this all the time. I'm like, there seems to be this mindset of like, sometimes there's like a kink in a hose and everyone's like, oh, just turn the tap on harder.
It'll work itself out.
And no, take the kink out. How about giving that a crack? And everyone's sort of like gaslit themselves because they've been doing these horribly painful manual tasks and they've had to convince themselves that it must be good because that's the only way to endure it. So now they're like, no, because if I change, that means the last 40 years was a waste. You must suffer like I did.
So I'm going to punish myself even further and you.
Yes. I will mow this grass with a manual mower.
When I
was scythe out.
When I was literally doing my own landscaping, which was a bright idea, I had to save $20,000. I did it for $5,000, I'll have you know.
Yeah, nice.
But I had to do a lot of manual stuff. And I remember when the grass was being mowed, I had this idea. I'm like, surely there is a robo-vac for the grass. We have one for the inside.
That's a great idea.
They have it.
Yeah. Right.
They do. And it works really well.
Yeah.
So,
it just goes rogue, though.
It does go rogue. So I don't rely on it.
Big spinning death machine. Scary.
My issue was keeping the pets away from it.
Yeah.
So my Shih Tzu just loved it too much, and I like get away from it.
Yeah, but that's cool. But yeah, is AI going to take over the world? Look, I think I could honestly go so deep on this. There's so much around this that look. I don't know how deep you want to go. We can start going deep, and we can. If I get too lost in the weeds, you can pull us back.
Yeah, sure.
But it's really interesting if historians look at like every century of like humanity, and every century of humanity thinks that this new thing is going to come and end the world.
Yeah.
So it's like it's actually part of the human experience. Like steam trains come out, oh, the world's over. Oh, computer, the year 2000. Like it's actually part of a human. So don't judge yourself to think that the world's going to end tomorrow. It's like part of what keeps us alive. But even like you read like in stones, like even the ancient Egyptians were carving about how the sun's going to explode, and like they always felt like
something was going to happen.
Their important life was going to be the most monumental life of mankind, and that all of civilization weighed on their shoulders. So I don't think that AI is going to end the world. But then again, it could. Why not? Why not? We're designed to think that way. But I don't think so.
I actually think you've hit on a really good point, right?
Yeah.
It's so true. Like the industrial industry where, cars were coming in, factories are coming in, and it's like that whole era, everyone was panicking because it's like, well, you're factory working. What? A machine's going to do it? No, screw that. What happens to my job?
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the understanding and that education of you're creating new types of jobs.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like I always say this, I'm like, so you love property management. Okay. How about if you didn't have to do all the crappy work of property management and you get to do the people side and let all the machines do all that processing?
Yes.
Wouldn't you enjoy your job more because you're in it for people rather than admin and paperwork?
Correct. And if we're more productive and we're not doing, maybe we can actually start to do a 30-hour week.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's like the 40-hour week was designed for like the Industrial Revolution where we wanted factory workers just grinding away and they're still whipping us in the same way. But it's like, hey, if we don't actually have to spend 20 hours of the week on paperwork, then maybe we can just work and do the effective human work.
I love it. I think, Jared, you and I will go into politics. We'll change the work from home. The 9 to 5's gone.
Yeah.
Our world's going to rule. So.
And we adapt and we upskill, right? That's kind of on each of our owners as well. Like if you were a professional shoemaker for horses and then cars came along, I'm sure you were freaking out.
Yeah, 100%. It's like...
but they survived.
And we will survive, and there'll be the next thing. And that's what I always enjoy thinking about, going, what's the next thing? AI's here, but what's the next thing that's going to explode the world? Because every time something big like this comes out, it's always like, how are we going to do better?
Well, I'm so excited. I'm so excited about AI. I honestly feel like I was jealous of like my grandfather's generation. Like he got to witness the birth of TV, of flying commercial airlines, of like, it just felt like, of cars. Like he was riding horses to school, then he was driving a car. And I'm like, man, I had a cell phone when I was 12 and I've still got a cell phone now. It's just bigger.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't feel like much changed.
I feel like
this feels huge.
Like if we look at our parents' generation and ours, we've kind of gone through a technology evolution, right? Because we're one of the last generations to go through dial-up.
Yeah.
Dial-up internet, brick phones.
Yeah.
The fact that you just can't be on the internet at the same time as a phone call is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's on the phone?
Yeah. Get off. Like, the whole, even TV switching to digital, radio doing the same thing, and going away from frequency. We've actually experienced a lot in the tech space.
Yeah.
CDs, DVDs, video, all that evolution. So I feel like we've gone through it just in a light format, and we've seen some really cool stuff. And
it's all tech.
It's all technical, right? So that's why AI comes out and we're like,
you can actually start to do work.
It's like, now it's going to work for me.
Yeah.
And now this younger generation is like, cool, so I'm not going to work. I've got AI.
Yeah. No, I think it's going to be awesome. I think, especially with like AI generation, right? Like generative AI is incredible. For example, like I remember me and my brother, we used to sit inside PowerPoint and we would make like stick figure animations slide by slide. If I was
Yeah.
like a teenager growing up now and I had generative AI, like I could make a whole animation cartoon that was like cool. So we might see like massive disruption in the entertainment industry
Oh, I
where
think
the
so.
best like series has come out of some like teenager's brain.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. It's just
Yeah, it's
giving them an
exciting.
opening. It's really cool to
Yeah.
see that stuff that we would dream of as
So
teenagers.
creativity's still there, you know, like
It's got to be prompted.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not talking to you yet.
Yeah.
It's prompted. Whatever you ask it, it'll tell you. So you're
Absolutely.
still in the control seat.
Yeah.
And this is the perfect time. There's a segment I always do with my guests, right?
Yes.
And it's called like the Reddit side. So I
Okay.
go onto the Reddit Oz property chat, you
Nice.
know, or the mortgage chat, and I like to pull out real stories of real situations, and then I like to get my guests' take on it, okay, and how we can plug it.
Fine.
So what I'm going to say is we've brought some of the most divided comments here.
Okay.
So these are 50% of the people in the chat
Nice.
section that go AI's shit and then AI's
Yeah.
great,
Yeah.
and layering that with property management. So
Yeah, cool.
how do you feel about debunking some myths with me or answering some tough questions?
Yeah, no, please. Give me the haters.
All right, let's do it. So, I'm going to sum up every, after we analyze it, I'm going to ask you, is this innovation or invasion?
Oh, okay, cool. I love it.
All right. So, like I said, every time AI pops up online, like half the comments shout, amazing, the other half scream Skynet.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
What we've done is we've pulled them from Oz Property Chat about rental inspections specifically. And what you're going to do is tell us what they're describing, if it's innovation or if it's actually invasion.
Okay. Yeah.
So let's go with this first one. It's a tenant inspection burnout is the title.
Okay.
Why do property managers need to inspect so often? We just had one a few months ago. It feels invasive. All right. So talk to me about it. What do you think? What is your thoughts on
Yeah,
that?
invasion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need that many.
Yeah, well, no, this is it. This is like the thesis of Inspectsy, right? If that renter got to do it themselves, I believe that feeling of invasion would go down. I think it protects their privacy massively. I think it's the whole point. I would totally rather do an inspection myself than have someone come through and take a photo of like random things. It's so weird. I also think it's weird as well for the property manager. Like, my girlfriend doesn't like doing it. It's uncomfortable, you know? Like, imagine you were a private landlord. Would you like to going through your tenant's house and like taking photos? Like, it is odd. So I think that giving renters a little bit more onus and trust.
Yep.
You know, like it's their home.
I feel like it's like an escalation process, right? It's like, here's Inspectsy.
Yeah.
Do it yourself. And here's a due date. If you don't do it by the due date, I'm going to give you another warning. And if you don't do it again, I'm coming.
Of course.
And that's it. And it's like, you've had fair go.
Correct. And I think that some renters don't understand that the point of an inspection is not to see if they're using illicit substances.
Yeah.
Or, you know, they've got 10 people staying there. The actual point is to see the maintenance of the property.
That's right.
Are you unclogging the exhaust fan in the bathroom? Do you have grout? And like a lot of renters, it's their first time living out of home, and they actually don't have the skills necessary to fully maintain a property.
Yeah, that's true.
And so this Inspectsy also serves as an education layer of like, this is actually what the property manager's here to do. And that's why it's important that these happen, so we can capture these photos. And then it's also like, okay, we've even had renters say to us like, oh, I didn't realize that I needed to watch the exhaust fan.
Yeah. Oh, it's a huge thing. And I could go into a whole deep dive, and I won't.
Yeah.
But house maintenance, and after you buy a house or after you rent,
yes,
we're not taught on how to manage a house. We're taught how to, or not even really taught, but like we're told how to buy and we're told to buy.
Yeah.
But we're not taught how to actually, like, how do you manage this household now?
Yes.
Like, when do I do gutters? When should I clean windows? When should I get another inspection for building and pests? Like, none of that goes into it. It's just kind of like free fall until problems occur, and then you have to try and fix it.
Yeah. So it's like, renting is like an apprenticeship to your home ownership.
100%.
And if you have a property manager just doing it all for you, babying you, then you're never going to learn.
No, and that's what we kind of have to, I like that viewpoint actually, because you want to prepare renters for that next step, which is ownership. So if you let them have that trust and that, you know, run the household, it's yours. Now, obviously, when shit goes wrong and things like that, they got to report it. But if they're damaging the property, that's a whole different kettle of fish and problem. I don't feel like that's the majority of rentals.
Majority is maintenance.
Yeah, that's right.
Things break. Only biological organisms can fix themselves.
Yeah.
Everything else requires someone human to come and fix it. The whole world's constantly trying to break.
I love it. This next one says a damage dispute and bond drama.
Okay.
And it reads, help. Property manager accused us of damage and
Yep.
applied to keep our bond. So she says, our property manager accused us of damage we didn't cause, but there's no record to prove it.
Right. So they're just being accused.
Yep. So there's no proof, no photos. It's just the accusation after an inspection.
So if you've got clear records submitted and signed by two parties, then that massively reduces disputes.
Well, this is why I'm saying Inspectsy plugs in here, right? Because it's time-stamped, it's photographed, it's there.
Yep, and it's approved by a property manager.
That's right.
So you've got two parties that have consented to this report. Therefore, that report is true.
It's like it exists, it's there.
Yes.
Now you can't dispute it. And I feel like this is exactly the problem that Inspectsy is going to solve. Like this particular tenant, if they had have had an agency that was using your software, they wouldn't probably have even needed to do this post.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what's funny? On the flip side, we've had renters accuse property managers of theft.
Wow.
During an inspection. And where's your evidence that you haven't stolen something? Right? And so Inspectsy solves that as well.
That's
where
so
if
true.
we're not accessing the property, then no one can be accused of theft or damage.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's a really good point too. Yeah, because if they're self-doing it and self-submitting.
Yep. Because you don't have to be home for it either. Oh, no. I've come home. Oh, my TV's gone.
Yep. No.
We need $2,000. What? That was there.
It was there.
Well, it's not here when I've got home.
Yeah, it's like you're the only one with the keys, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this next one, is it lazy property managers or overworked humans? So it says, property manager not following instructions, what do I do? And it says, my PM didn't follow basic instructions and ignored my maintenance issues. So this is coming from a landlord, actually. So saying, I said to do X, Y, Z. So fleshing that story out. They've basically told the property manager to go and fix something or tell them to go and get the repairs organised.
Yep, didn't happen.
And it didn't happen. So what would you say? Is that something?
Innovation. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is a communication error. So maybe it got missed. Again, the amount of juggling that property managers are doing and the manual, that's a manual process, right? He's submitted something via email. That email could have got drowned by the 200 other emails that came through that day, or you started writing that email and then all of a sudden you're late to an inspection and you've got to ditch that email and then it just gets lost because the next urgent thing pops up. So human error is a real thing. So proper processes which can solve that through innovation for sure. Like there's something's being submitted. Think about like you could, with Uber, if you book a driver, like it's pretty clear that driver's been booked, and if they don't show up, like it's obvious. Impossible for that to fail. Yeah. So if you submitted a maintenance request like an Uber request and it goes into an order, you're away. Like it has to get processed that way.
I love that. And this next one is actually so interesting because it's come from a tenant and it's kind of the opposite of what we've been saying. So they've got some self-inspection confusion. It says self-performed property inspection.
Yeah.
Our agent asked us to take photos ourselves for the inspection. Is this normal? Okay. And there was like about 4 other posts like this where they were skeptical about the fact that the property manager has trusted them to host their own inspection.
Yeah, right.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, well, he's probably, I think this is the thing, right? Because it's, anyone can have the idea that a remote inspection should be, plausible, but there's nothing to really facilitate it right now. So it could even just be like, hey, flick us some photos, and that leaves the person feeling really confused and lost.
That's exactly this position, right? So they were told to flick over their photos.
Yeah, which is weird, right? That feels real weird. Like, and in that scenario where nothing's been sort of presented, there's been no sort of like, hey, we're rolling out a new piece of software. Here's a consent form. This is what a change of process, and then nothing then that would feel very alarming, I think. And yeah, if anyone messaged me saying flick me photos, I would be very concerned about that as well. Especially if it's like,
what do you want?
Yeah, well, if it's depending on like. Yeah, it's just age as well. Are they close to your age? Is it a distance in age? Like, there's all sorts of things that could, could be assumed there that would make someone uncomfortable. So, innovated for that one for sure as well.
I think the innovative one there is you.
Yeah,
It's like,
absolutely.
we have a solution.
Yeah.
So, no, I thought that was an interesting take,
Yes.
that last one.
Because you would be confused if there was no guidance as well. Yeah.
Well, like you said, when there's not a product or a software or something that seems
Facilitating it.
legitimate,
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of like, hey, can you send me some photos of your house? It's like, yeah, like,
No,
what do
you want a
want?
secure link. You want to know that your data's secure. You want to see your
Correct.
privacy. Like, you don't just send photos to random people.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
And look, what I love about these is like, again, how real they are. So these are real concerns. So
Yeah.
thank you for participating in
No,
that.
they're great.
And look, it also shows where the system fails people and like why tech that you've built with Inspectsy is so important, because it's like, this is the transparency, the innovation coming into it. Let's
Yeah.
make it better. Let's make it, you know, more legitimate as a process, not just, send me your nudes basically of your house. It's like weird.
Yeah. Hey, look, I really can't get out to this property because I'm getting slammed. Can you flick me over some photos, please?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah,
And-
it shows the state of how property managers are in though as well.
Oh, 100%.
Mm.
And, you know, going to the future of property management now, right? So obviously,
Oh,
you
yes,
know,
I love time traveling.
yeah, let's time travel. We've gone backwards. We visited industrial ancient Egypt. We're now going to go launch right into the future.
Yeah.
What kind of change do you think we'll see first as more agencies adopt tools like Inspectsy?
Yeah. So a huge problem is staff retention.
Mm.
Property managers, the average life cycle is between 3 to 6 months, and then they're out. Yeah, it's such an unforgiving job, and if all you're dealing with day in day out is like not meeting expectations, renters don't like you, owners don't like you because you can't keep that level of people happy.
Yeah.
And in the current system, it's so inefficient. It's just pain everywhere. So I think that in the future, we can actually start to see property management as a really fantastic career. I do believe that we might see less property managers because technology will enable one property manager to manage more doors now.
Yeah.
So property managers will need to become experts in asset protection.
Yeah.
And they'll become, maybe the salaries will go up because you'll need less, and they'll be really specialized experts. And the ones that just want a job out of high school is not for you anymore. Like, to meet the expectations and to manage this technology responsibly, we're going to require like expert property managers that are specialized and that can now be a proper, like a long career. Because with AI changing the landscape so fast, one thing that's not going to change is that someone somewhere is going to need to rent and sleep.
Yeah.
In fact, that's going up because the price of housing is going up. So until we're uploading our consciousness into the cloud, the rental market is here to stay. So a property manager is going to need to be there to protect that asset. So I see it as a specialized career with higher salaries and fewer people.
Yeah, I love that. I actually agree wholeheartedly. And, you know, for those smaller or more independent property managers, right? What's the easiest first step forward to using AI tools without getting overwhelmed or thinking, no, this is crap?
I think you have to be relentless right now. I think you have to really aggressively go after it and champion it. Because if you're wanting to be that specialist expert property manager that is retained, then you should be the one at the forefront of it. You should be learning it, getting around it, showing that you mean business in this space to your boss.
Yeah.
As to why you would be the one that they want to keep on. Right? So,
makes sense.
And I think we all owe it to ourselves to learn this technology aggressively. Like, it's going to be very disruptive, and the people that understand it the most are going to win.
Well, they are. That's the thing, right? It's like if you adopt anything early enough and get ahead of the curb, you'll smash it.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. And the longer you wait and you're later to the party, the tools are going to get more advanced and then they become complex.
Yes.
And then it is like, oh God, I need a specialist here. So then you've got another overhead of someone who knows what they're doing.
Yep.
So
And
adopt now.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that one's just your classic David Goggins one, you know. Unfortunately, grit and hard work and a little bit of pain suffering is still true. Like, if you got to learn another language, that would be painful and hard. Treat it like that. Just allocate some time to it, or you're going to wind up like your grandmother that can't work a smartphone.
Oh, spot on. I know all about that pain.
Yeah. So learning what it's capable of and what it's not capable of, and staying like just allocating a little bit of time to it, I think is going to put you ahead of anyone that's not doing that.
No, I agree. Like, I think there's a balance and a difference, right? Because people confuse AI with automation.
Yes.
And I'm like, no, AI is a processing and a language tool
Mhm.
and, you know, a whole computing system.
Mhm.
Automation is making things efficient at the same time. And you
Yes.
kind of need the two together.
Yes.
So, you know, with like the personal relationships that PMs still need to have and maintain
Yes.
with tenants and landlords, how do you balance that automation and that human element?
Yeah, well, like automation is like lease renewals.
Yeah.
Bing, something's come up. Here's a market analysis of what we think your new lease should be.
Yeah.
Here's the data on it. That can be automation, right? Like that doesn't necessarily need to be this huge element to that.
Yeah.
However, meeting the client for the first time because they want to rent their property with you is human for sure.
Yeah.
And no AI is going to do that.
So it's like picking and choosing the columns.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's automation and AI, but this needs person.
Yeah. And like rent arrears, chasing up someone that hasn't paid rent.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. AI can smash that. And we can have an AI voice call them 100 times to collect that rental payment
Yeah.
if we need to. A human doesn't necessarily need to get involved unless it escalates past a certain point.
Yeah.
So now instead of humans doing the early grunt work, they're just dealing with the most serious cases that require human attention.
I love that. Yeah, spot on. And,
Yep.
you know, do you see this tech eventually flowing into other areas? Because I obviously saw the value for buyer's advocacy,
Buyer's
right?
agents. Yeah.
But I also think like maintenance tracking or
Yes.
what I'm excited for is like the owner-occupier inspections.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's a huge
Like the private
opportunity.
DIY landlords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you self-manage?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to see that market grow steadily as the tools expand. We're going to see DIY owners' confidence rise, and therefore I think that's going to be really strong.
That's it. Guys had a bathroom break. We're in a very cozy studio today, and poor bloke, he's
he's trying to signal. He's going to wet himself, and we're just talking away. No, stay there.
Yeah, he asked before. I'm like, oh, can I go? And I was like, no,
hold it.
Please don't hold it. No, well,
where were we?
No,
I
going
forgot.
back on track, right? So you know, flowing into different areas. Like, how does this tech kind of evolve?
Yeah. Okay. So here's my $1 billion pitch. VCs, if you're listening, Inspectsy, inspect anything.
Oh,
Right. I definitely would love to go into that realm for sure. Like property management is just the first space. There's insurance. There's property valuations.
building and pests.
There's building and pests. There's cars. Like, you know, when you rent a car out and then you want to take photos before and after and you need a report for insurance purposes. There's audit. We could have consumer affairs sending links to renters and saying, hey, make sure this property meets minimum standards. Yep. We can turn the whole rental world into a task force.
Friggin' love it.
You know, like there's the flow is there to basically combine AI defect detection with a photo report, and that can really go horizontal, I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
Spot on. No, good on you.
Yeah. So I don't know where next. Buyer's agents with abodey for sure. But
yeah, just me hijacking.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah. And then we'll see where the next opportunity lays. But yeah, I think there's I think it's like this kind of really unsexy thing, inspections, but like they're still so important.
I love it. Jared, I've enjoyed this chat. It's gone very quickly.
Yeah.
A lot of technical stuff ups at the start.
Yeah.
You've been super patient, but you've delivered so much value, I think.
Oh, thanks.
What you've built with Inspectsy, I can't rave about it enough.
I love that.
And we're going to drop all the information in the comments below so everyone can go jump in, have a look at Inspectsy, or get in touch with Jared directly. He's such an approachable bloke.
Yeah.
He'll probably chat to you for 2 hours. He'll probably try and build you more tech. But no, I won't sign you up to anything yet. But just try it out. I think the best way that you're going to do anything for the property managers tuning in today, you know, this is one of those pieces of tech that, you know, try it out. Try before you knock it back or go, oh, no, I'm scared about my job.
Yes.
Just try it. What's going to happen?
Correct. So we're here to elevate you to do your best work. My partner's a property manager. I don't want to replace her job.
Yeah,
right?
true. Oh, you'd be such an asshole.
Yeah, we're on the same side. I'm trying to make her life easier, and other people like her. So, we really care. So if you're a property manager or if you're anyone interested in this space, definitely reach out. I'd love to hear. Is there something else that we can focus on? Like inspections is just one element, but I hear that they're drowning in email, and there's so much that we can help with. So reach out and let's chat. I'd love to help.
I love it. Thank you again, Jared. I've loved it. I've had so much fun today, and yeah, we're going to bail you up after and be like, so I got this idea. No.
Yes, please. No, I look forward to talking more. Thanks for having me, Joe.
Of course. Thank you for being here. And like I said, guys, you will find Jared's links in the show notes below and Inspectsy's links as well. So go check it out. And like I always say, it costs nothing to have a chat. Book in a call, call Jared, get in touch. It's not going to cost you anything, but maybe you'll learn something and maybe you walk away with a better process and 20 hours saved. So
yeah, and hey, if you want to go on holiday, you can with Inspectsy now.
Oh, that's a good tagline.
Yeah, well, that was what our customers tell us, right? I was like, so why have you hired us? And he's like, well, mate, I haven't had a holiday in 25 years because I'm too busy doing inspections.
Jesus.
Because the whole thing breaks. You can't take a holiday for more than 4 days.
Inspectsy gives you holidays.
That's right.
That's reason enough.
Exactly.
Like I said, everyone, thank you for tuning in today. Thank you, Jared, for being here. And as always, guys, we hope to see you back on the No BS Real Estate Podcast next time. And please drop a review, like and subscribe as normal. And we'll catch you next time. I'm Joe Agresta. This has been the No BS Real Estate Podcast.
That's a wrap for this episode of the No BS Real Estate Podcast, powered by Abodey AI. If you found this conversation helpful, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with someone who might need it. If you're looking for more guidance on your home buying journey, you can visit www.abodey.com.au for expert advice, property insights, and the tools you need to find the right home with confidence. If you're already on your journey, you can also download our app. Just search Abodey AI on the App Store or Google Play. Have any questions or want to connect, you can follow us on Instagram at abodey.com.au or send us a message. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.